Peace and blessings, citizens of YouTube and viewers of the world. My name's Ryan Peters, and I just had a couple of, opinions on what's happening in Baltimore right now. Okay, first off, when you look at scenarios like this, do not feed into mainstream media because they only show the violence, they only show the bad, they only show the worst of the protests. Now, what most people fail to realize when looking at the protest in Baltimore right now is most of the protest is strictly peaceful. The things you see with the young people terrorizing the streets, knocking things down like that. Oh, I got crap on my hat. Cat hair. Got two cats, y'all. Sorry. Kicking in windows, kicking in doors and stuff like that. I mean, obviously we know that this is wrong. This is wrong. And it makes us look bad, especially people who are protesting with peace. So like I said, going through mainstream media is they sell bad, and that's what sells, and that's what they want. Now, looking at these videos, we look at these people and we see how basically it makes the black people look. I mean, yeah, I could imagine European American be like, look, these savage niggers or animals kicking in shit, knocking, or breaking car windows and all that stuff. And obviously it doesn't look like it's a peaceful protest. But when we look at things like this, we have to wonder, like this too, could this possibly be a psyop in a sense? Why is the government pushing this so hard right now? My personal belief is that they're trying to federalize the police here in America. They're trying to do a whole martial law type thing and start a race war, which could ultimately be concluded that that's what might happen, is that the police departments are federalized because police can't be trusted. So for you who don't know, there's only a select few of police officers who are dumbass assholes and kill people like this. Since 2010, since now, I mean, the numbers are drastically low when we come and we look at like police killing young blacks, males. But that still doesn't justify the fact that there's problems. Now, most of these situations, when we look at Ferguson or Baltimore, these things have been happening for years. And as persecuted people, even the Bible says, surely persecution will make a wise man mad, and my people are pissed. And not just saying black minorities, I'm talking about Latino minorities, Native Americans, as well as white minorities, lower income minorities, middle class, and all this. Basically, what we need to realize is, yes, there is a problem and we need to fix it. The solution is not violence. I'm not saying take a Martin Luther King approach, because obviously we know that doesn't work. But we can do it without violence, or else you need to physically defend yourself. Now, engaging police officers who already are scared of you in this situation, especially blacks, it's probably not a good thing, because pretty soon they're going to start shooting at you, and it's just going to cause a whole bunch of hell that's not needed right now. Now, okay, so my message to INFOWARS, I only got 15 minutes. That's bullcrap that YouTube cut your minutes down. That's dumb. So I guess you got to pay for like a premium account or some shit. I don't know. Anyways, so for YouTube, for INFOWARS, this is my message to you. Alex Jones, I do not believe you're a racist. I've been a proud member of INFOWARS for a long time. You've helped me grow in my political beliefs, and I thank you for that. But what I do not condone, I guess, is that you allow these comments to surface on your page, talking about extincting black people, black people are animals. I mean, I know we live in a society where there's freedom of speech, and granted, KKK does a rally, I'm freaking glad, because then that means that everybody else can do rallies. Truth seekers, people in conscious communities, but I think that you are such a, I guess, in a conscious community where you have more than just white people. I mean, your fan base is probably mostly white, but I'm saying you still have other races that do tune into you. They might not support you, meaning being like a member of INFOWARS, but you still are a pertinent, I guess, what am I trying to say? Leader, in a sense. Yeah, you're a leader in some conscious communities. I'm not saying that I agree with everything you say, but most of the stuff I do. But I think that you should definitely not condone these things and maybe speak of them, and just let us know that you know that it's wrong. Because if you don't know that it's wrong, then how do I know you're not? You know what I mean? I think that you get so passionate sometimes. I think it comes across when you say, like, whitey and all this stuff. It's coming across as racist, but I mean, I feel what you're saying. I know some people might not agree with me, but yeah, Alex Jones, I don't think you're racist. But Alex, this is my question to you. Why not? We know that this is probably a psyop. Why not try to go to these protests? I mean, black people, I'm sorry, you probably don't want to hear this from me, but this is the truth. You're more likely to listen to a white person than you're more likely to listen to a black leader who's in this truth. Because we are just, I think, psychologically just prone that way. And I know it's bad. I know it's not good, but until we get out of this slave mentality and this Stockholm syndrome mentality, that's what it's going to be. But Alex, yes, I think that you could help possibly in these situations if you go down there and just say, hey, this is a everybody thing. There's white minorities, there's Latino minorities, lower income, you know what I mean? Just maybe have an influence down there. And I think, I mean, you could bring what you failed to, you guys, this is affecting everybody. And I'm so grateful that we live in a generation now, black, white, Latino, Native, Asian, or whatever, in this country, that we live in a generation now where we question government and we question things like this. When you look at it, in a sense, this is a good thing, but the way that they're going about doing it, sometimes, especially when we look at the violence, is a very bad thing. Just because of race tensions and all this stuff, that shouldn't be the case, people. We need to put that to the side and just see the real thing. Now, I think too, Alex, is that sometimes, like, when you bring up the persecution with Irish and the English and how you try to discredit, I don't want to say discredit, but sometimes you try to play down like what actually happened over here in the Americas, because what you hear in the history books is, I mean, I know you know this, Alex, because you wouldn't have the same conscious capability that you have. I'm sure you know this. When you look at like the American Holocaust and you look at books like this, there is not a comparison in that sense. Irish still have their culture. The Irish still have their land. The difference between our persecution and the Irish persecution is, one, our geographical location. We physically look different than our persecutors. And now, if you're in Ireland, you don't physically look different from a English person. The only reason you could like even I guess point out who was Irish or English is how they talked, kind of their swagger, how they looked, But nowadays, I mean, everything is just so westernized, I guess, that everybody, I mean, in Ireland, there's not really that thing, or else you're Irish and you tell somebody, you know what I mean? Here, it's totally different, meaning with Latinos, natives, and blacks. So that's one thing that's different. Secondly, only 10% of the Black Americans that went into slavery actually came into America, North America. The rest went into South America and Denmark and Portugal, Spain, Britain, all these things. And then a lot of times we see these comments like on your channel, like, if you don't like it, just go back to Africa. Well, first off, people, that's a bullshit assumption in the first place, because if we go back to Africa, where do we go? There's 52 nations in Africa, thousands of dialects and hundreds of cultures. Where do we go then? Because we don't know our culture there. Secondly, a lot of the times that blacks here are mixed with Native and Latino, so in their blood they could possibly claim Native Americans sometimes. And thirdly, we could say the same argument about European Americans, because frankly, you know how you got the land, just saying. So yeah, also Africans sold Africans into slavery. Completely true, but what you fail to realize, these people that were in slavery were also were first enslaved by the Arabs, then the Africans, then the Europeans. So people who want to just always blame the white people got the shit completely twisted. And I'm not justifying that blacks did have blacks in slavery, but these blacks were totally different from one side of the blacks. If you look at the movie, I forget the movie, the Shaka Zulu movie, the Wandering Jews of Africa. Yeah, you ever heard of that? Yeah. It's true though. I mean, and there's documents proving it. But yeah, physically different, and they were already in slavery. These weren't war slaves. These were people who were enslaved already in Western Africa by the natives there. So there you go. Anyways, Alex, I feel like that you would have a strong stance there if you actually did go there, and I think it would be a good thing for you as well, and possibly for your conscious development, your community, just having another people on your side. So yes, basically trying to get out here is that this sucks because I had a way better video than this, and I got to cover more things, but I don't have my editing stuff. I don't have any of that, so I'm just making this on YouTube. So basically, mainstream media is complete bullshit when it comes to the truth. Use outside sources. Try to be more, have empathy and not just point out the violence as well. And we need to unite as a people. My people, I'm glad that my people are waking up and starting to actually take action, but I don't think we need to do this violently. It's not going to solve any issues. Also, for you people saying, well, there's more black on black crime. All crime is intraracial, meaning that people in their own race commit crimes within themselves. So that argument is bullshit, although I know that blacks do it a lot more, but still, all crime is intraracial. All crime is committed, usually is committed within the same race. So that's just crime. So that is complete bullshit. And I know there are black cops that abuse the authority towards black youth, because yeah, I mean, there's Uncle Tom Negroes out there. There's always going to be a Sambo Coon. That's true. House nigger, or whatever you want to call him. Yeah. So yes, anyways, peace and blessings. Wake up in that truth, people. One thing I would like to share, I don't know if I said this already, the Bible says, surely oppression will make a wise man mad, and that's what's happening right now. So whether if you're a black minority, a white minority, Latino, Native, Asian, hey, we're in this, and I mean, that's lower class, that's middle class. This is what a police state looks like. Democrat, Republican, two-party dictatorship. This is not changing anything. People of America, please wake up, because this shit is getting out of hand. Power to the people, to all people. Shalom, and I'll see you the next time I make a video. Deuces.